Hello there guys, and welcome back to World of Warships. In today's video, I took out the Fletcher-class destroyer, Tier 9 American destroyer, for a spin. Now, I never really thought of doing this, but I did it with this video, and it actually helped. I did a post commentary. I hope it's not too noticeable. But I didn't actually record my voice during the actual gameplay, but obviously afterwards, and edited it in. And I'm not sure if it was just me, you know, concentrating more or just having a lot of luck, but I've tried making 6-7 other videos today with live commentary, and each of them just turned out to be absolutely crap. I got killed in like the first 4 seconds, and it was just, it was terrible. In this video, though, I do quite good. And as requested by a lot of you, this ship is so good. So somebody in my comment section, I can't really remember which ship it was on, but it wasn't one of the World of Warships videos, actually asked me to in detail go over the ship, you know, in detail, in relatively quick detail, I guess, if that makes sense. So we can quickly look at the statistics for the Tier 9 Fletcher before I show you the gameplay. 17,100 I was gonna say horsepower. Wow, hit points, or you know, or just health points, or basically just, you know, health. And armor, not really anything to write home about. To give you an indication, we'll take a look at the armor of the Yamato, and then you'll have a grin, which is 410 millimeters at its thickest, whereas with the Fletcher, it is only 19 millimeters thick. So yeah, you shouldn't really expect, you know, you shouldn't really expect your armor to stop anything. The artillery, it's the main battery. It has 5 single turret 127 millimeter guns, 2 on the hang on, 1 in the middle, 2 on the back, and 2 on the, that's going to just go show the other side, obviously, hang on, blah, blah, blah. And 2 on the front with this one and that one. So you've got 5 guns. Not the biggest, but you have about a 4.5 second reload speed. So it's not too bad. And you can actually do a full broadside because all 5 guns can obviously turn either left or right, you know, without, because obviously some ships like the Atlanta, this gun over here can only fire at everything to the right of the boat and nothing at the left side. Obviously, you would shoot into your own ship. Not really useful if you want to actually kill people. Oops, that's the wrong ship. Let's go to the Fletcher. So, the torpedoes, interesting part about the ship. You get 2 sets of 5, 533 millimeters. They are interesting. If you go over the reload time, it's just under 2 minutes, which is not too bad. It only takes him 7 seconds to turn from left to right. And probably the best part of that is that each torpedo can do a maximum of 19,000 damage. Which means that, let's say you were really lucky and 5 of those torpedoes all hit the Yamato, you'd pretty much kill a Yamato with just 5 of those. Imagine if you could fire 10. You basically can do 190,000 damage if you are obviously really lucky. And this obviously won't happen every time with every torpedo, but you know, the max damage could be possibly 19,000. Torpedo speed 66 knots. Not really sure if that's fast. I've seen 65, 67, so far I'd say it's somewhere in the middle. Torpedo range at 10.5. It is okay. It's because you're on a destroyer, I will allow it because you obviously have the smokescreen ability, and you should definitely be able to get within like 6 kilometers of an enemy ship. So 10.5 kilometers is, you know, is more than reasonable. Looking at the AA ability, it's only got 13 points, so we don't expect too much. We got 7 20 mils, 7 one-barreled 20 mils. We get 5 double-barreled 40 mils, the famous Bofors, and these guns. Now, I'm not really sure. As of right now, there's no AA in the game. Like, I mean, there's no AA shells. You only have HE and AP shells. There's no flex shells for these yet. But I wouldn't be surprised if in a future build you can also use these 12.7 centimeter guns as AA, which would actually make sense, and you could throw up a decent amount of flak since they reload quite fast. So it could definitely be an interesting AA ship. The maximum speed of 36 knots, which is on the higher end of the market. It's not the fastest DD because that's Shimakaze, that's the tier 10 Japanese destroyer. But still, it is quite up there. The rotor shift time at 3.9 seconds isn't the worst, especially for a DD. You know, it just means that you will be quite maneuverable. Air detectability range is only 4 kilometers, so you are in quite a good position if you can stay away from enemy planes. And the surge detectability range, yeah, 7.4 kilometers. You know, if you use some smoke and your torpedoes, the best thing is your torpedoes have a longer range than the detectability range. If you hold your fire and you're a little bit lucky, you can actually launch your torpedoes out of enemy sight. Obviously, it'd be quite far away, and it'd be an interesting choice whether you want to risk missing your torpedoes or whether you want to risk being shot at by the enemy, getting too close. Obviously, that would be your own choice. But for now, let's get on with the game. You guys probably already have way more than enough of my talking, and it was quite an intense match with me getting lucky quite a few times, I'll be honest. Anyway, as always, and requested, hope you enjoy the Fletcher. Well, my first post-commentary for World of Warships, and I hope it lives up to the standards. I can definitely speak with a more calm voice, you know, with a more relaxed voice, and definitely, you know, I can actually think what I'm about to say, and I also was able to use my mind in this game itself, you know, when I was actually, you know, playing the game. Being in the top tier, I decided to go all the way around, you know, the most, well, eastern island. And I've actually already spotted him. I'm not sure if it was me or maybe one of the scout planes that just actually is flying back towards some ships in the in our base, but it was already spotted, and it turned out to be a tier 6 Japanese battleship, the Fuso, which is definitely a ship you don't want to hit you with a full broadside. So I'm making my way there. I've got my torpedoes loaded. Just messing around with the views a little bit, you know, trying to show the different views. This is the frontal view, that's the back view, the frontal view. You can switch between views by pressing C if you're in the well, almost like bridge view, I'd like to say here. And what I'm showing off right now is if you're in a smoke cloud, you know, if you press T as a destroyer, you can obviously, you know, you can launch smoke. What I'm trying to show you there is if you press P for Papa, you actually disable your automatic AA systems. And what I've done here now, I've disabled it. If he brings up a scout plane, you know, he's obviously a battleship, he's able to launch a scout plane. I want to immediately, the second he does that, I want to pop smoke. But if I actually allow my AA to shoot through the smoke at the scout plane, I negate the smoke completely and he'll be able to see me. So, disabling my my AA right now, you know, there's no carriage in the game, so really, you know, and also I'm a destroyer, so why would I, you know, worry about getting bombed by torpedo bombers anyway? Setting up my torpedoes, going for a tight spread. If you press the number 3 button, you can switch the torpedo spread. So what I've done right there, actually, I was showing off, I aimed for the Fuso. That's the line of fire you should use, but I decided to go for exact line of fire. I fire once, I fire twice. Miraculously, I survive his entire broadside. Only lose 6,000 health. His scout plane lands, well, not in time for him. 1, 2, 3, 4, and doomed. He is not going to walk away from that one. So we got 1 kill on a tier 6 BB. Obviously nothing really to write home about in a tier 9 DD. But you know, so far so good. I was kind of concerned, and I didn't really know why that was happening. He was able to see me through the smoke. Obviously, you know, I launched smoke about 5 seconds before I rounded that island, you know, where I was obviously hiding behind. And then some nice people in the chat actually tell me that it's not like, I thought it was a lasting effect, but it's like you like pop out. It's like a pop in, pop out effect, basically. Here, I was trying to scramble for the cover in the middle here. The guy actually just explains in the chat, you just blink through the smoke. I was trying to scramble my way, you know, towards the islands, realizing my torpedoes were almost already reloaded. As you can see, about 14 seconds left. So I decided, you know what, screw it. We're gonna try to do another attack run, and I see this destroyer here. Now I'm loading AP, and people are like, Sherman, why are you loading AP against destroyer? Look at how fast this guy's health just goes down from just hits with 2 guns. See that? 2,000 damage, 1,000 damage, 800 damage, and a gun damaged. I see the cruiser coming close, but I switch back to the destroyer, fire again. More health gone, 600, not too much that time around, but then again, I'm only firing 2 out of my 5, well, batteries, or, well, 2 out of my 5 turrets at him. Again, do some damage, not too bad, you know, I could have done a lot more. And I decided to quickly launch my torpedoes because my smoke is not at all ready anytime soon. Still got like 56, 57 seconds left on the clock. I quickly launched my torpedoes, more or less, not even towards the destroyer, but more towards the enemy sea cruiser that's coming from the left. Do 4,000, well, more than 3,000 damage on with one volley, 1,600 damage with the next volley. He's running away from my torpedoes, but I am also running away from the enemy cruiser, which I think was a Cleveland-class, judged by those 152s on those turrets. He gets hit by torpedo, 20,000 plus damage. Wait, sorry, 17,000 plus damage. And he gets sunk by one of our battleships behind me. I run away to our teammates who are now not so much trying to help me out, but, you know, just trying to get some extra damage in on these these people that are trying to run away for cover, or, you know, just trying to scramble towards their flag to protect it. When I get hit pretty badly there, managed to repair my turret. Nothing still really that dangerous. I did take some damage. In the meantime, my smoke has come up, and my torpedoes have come up. So I quickly launch my smoke. I turn off the automatic AA as indicated by the auto off with the airplane in the bottom left next to my HE shell, and I run for this cruiser, who I just hope is not going to be killed by someone else before my torpedoes reach him. Although my torpedoes obviously are still reloading. I fire away at him, do like 1,000 damage. And again, I fired him, and again, his health is going down pretty slowly. He's at 5,000, 4,700. He is losing health. I mean, I'm not doing a lot of damage. He's definitely getting damaged by me, though. I decided to just leave him alone and just quickly drop some torpedoes right before I think I die. So I drop some torpedoes in a wide spread, and I turn away quickly again, aiming for the Pensacola. It looks like a Pensacola-class Tier 7 CA or a cruiser. Do it and 1,600 damage in my destroyer, and I'm just able to keep up the fire, do 400 damage, nothing really. Watch out for the torpedoes coming in from the cruiser, which I fired my torpedoes at earlier. As you can see there on the right side of the screen, I actually got one target hit with another torpedo on that guy there, which I didn't see happening because I wanted to pay attention to the Pensacola I was actually fighting. I think this is a Mogami. He's running away. Mogami is a Tier 7 Japanese cruiser. He is under bombardment from multiple people. I do another 1,100 damage. I know it's not much, but it adds up it adds up over time. Another 1,000 damage done by me. Trying to, you know, my torpedoes, I'm trying to reload my torpedoes in time. He's almost dead. I got a lot of hits in there again. He's on fire. He's an old guy. It's a trouble. Another 1,300 damage roll. He's almost dead. He's got 6. Oh, almost got the kill on that guy. There's still a few people left. Our destroyer is mingling in with their destroyer. It's a Kagero. It's a Japanese Tier 9 destroyer I am fighting with, or we all, not so much me, but me and a destroyer are, you know, dealing with. Something we don't really want to, you know, tingle up with, especially not when he has like half his health left, and I have, you know, 1,500 health left, which is less than 10%. I didn't even pay attention to this, and it's actually pretty hard to pay attention to, but we're actually apparently capping the base. And I don't notice until pretty much the end of the battle when somebody says, please no cap, or no cap kill all, or something along those lines. Obviously, you're trying to hit a DD 8 kilometers away. Even the fast reload is not easy, especially when you can only lock 2 shots downrange every 4.5 seconds. When, you know, you're up. I didn't want to show my entire side, especially not when those cruisers are still behind him. So I figured out, you know, I'll just use my frontal guns. Again, try to do a volley on him. Actually use all 5 of my guns that time around. You know, get some, get pretty close to him, but I don't actually kill him. Now there's people screaming in the chat, cap, 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 kill all, cap, no cap, whatever they're screaming. I'm just trying to get a kill on the DD there, who actually gets quite damaged by someone. He's still, oh sorry, that's not a DD, that's one of the cruisers, my bad. And that is the capture. Now let's take a look at the scores. Obviously, we won. We captured the base. Didn't do that bad. 134 almost thousand credits. You know, with 52 target hits from the destroyer, 7 torpedo hits, so 52 from the guns. I managed to end up first on experience earned by quite a lot there, by 500 points on the second person. And detailed report, I managed to rack up 85,000 damage with torpedoes. Now I know that's probably not a lot considering I'm a tier 9, but I'd still like to think that wasn't a bad game. Anyway, as always, I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to stay awesome, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao!
You claim this love that you never started. You once destroyed a broken heart that was already shattered.